You put that in your meeting notes, too.
Okay, welcome everybody. Today is October 7th, 2020. This is the Douglas Economic Development Commission, and we're calling this meeting to order.
At 7:06.
It is, 7:06, and let's have a quick roll call. I'm Luke McNeil, Chairman.
I'm Paul Peterson, Secretary.
Bob and Eric, Vice Chairman.
Excellent, and we've got two absences today. Brad's not here and Carol is not here. Let's start our meeting with a review of the minutes, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, I can read them, but I think I sent them all
Yeah,
to you by email if you've read
I've
them.
already read those.
So would somebody make a motion to accept them?
I'll make a motion to accept these minutes of the meeting from September 17th, 2020.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in
Sure.
favor?
Aye?
Aye.
So this passes unanimously. We're good with the notes. These are great notes again, by the way. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, they are. There was only one correction.
Wait a minute now, you're supposed to say that before you approve it.
Well, it's just a clerical. I was going to compose the letter for the Conservation Commission. Luke did such a good deal on the Water Sewer Commission. It brought tears to my eyes with that letter. I called him up and I said, Luke, send it to the Conservation Committee as well, just change a few words. And he did.
My eyes, so it's just a love fest all around.
I was actually going to copy it word for word. I was, no, I can't do that.
But Bob, that wasn't something we agreed at the meeting, though, was it?
I said I would do it, and Luke ended up
Oh,
doing it.
and Luke
So,
ended up doing it, okay.
I mean, that's just a correction. That's a clerical correction. I mean, the letter was going out. Who wrote it is immaterial.
All right, so on the agenda, we have a few things. We want to discuss and vote on the delegation of signatory authority to the vice chairman, enabling him to sign for those gatehouse invoices.
Instead of 3 votes, it'll be 1 sole signature.
Okay, so we need a motion that says that.
Okay, I make a motion that we appoint Bob Benarek as delegated signature for the Economic Development Commission expenses.
For the gatehouse
For the gatehouse?
invoices only.
Okay, only for the gatehouse.
All other invoices will require 3 signatures.
Okay,
All right, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye?
aye.
That passes unanimously. Next on our agenda, we were going to discuss the possible appointment of Scott Duncan. I'm not sure if you want to review what we were talking about earlier, or if we should talk about that at another meeting.
I don't know what went on at the Board of Selectmen meeting last night. He was remote. He wasn't there in person. So I'll have to find out what position they appointed him to,
Right.
although we do know it's a non-voting position. And if we have to change that, I guess it's town meeting approvals.
Now, is there anything that we would have to do as the EDC to get that ball rolling for the town meeting?
Approach the Board of Selectmen, they open up the warrant, put it on the warrant. If it gets to that point, I think we should just wait for an opening to come up and fill it.
That works. Next, we want to discuss reaching back out to CMRPC to see if they have any further economic development opportunities. I haven't done that yet, but I can. I've just asked them what they're working on. I'm not sure if there's, Paul, you've worked with them a lot in the past, right, CMRPC?
Yeah, they've had funds to support us.
Yep.
And basically, they've been different tasks that they've supported us with. And I don't know if they've got funds. That would be the first question
That's
to
a
ask.
good
Are they
question.
still funded to do that?
Is there anything over the years that they helped us out with that was particularly valuable that we might want to ask them specifically for again?
Well, they did a community survey,
Yeah.
and they did a business survey. It's kind of sort of a supplement to it, the business / marketing survey. I would have to go back and check my old brain as to what the actual details were, but they came up with some nice reports and, things we should concentrate on. They also participated in the Pine site, the 146 Lackey Dam Road exit site, in generating some some charts and plans for it, prospective plans.
Interesting.
So they were involved in that.
Is Dominique still our point person?
No, she is not there anymore. Dominique Triumbo,
Yep.
yeah. Bill kind of has the new point person.
That's right, we haven't heard from them
No.
since coronavirus
No, we have not.
started, and so,
As far as Pine, I mean, unless you talk to the owners of Pine, they could come up with anything they want, and it's
Oh, sure.
really not realistic.
In the past.
that's right. Yeah, it boiled down to ownership issues.
And I know the ownership's changing in that area.
Yeah.
There's deals going on as we speak today. So,
Excellent. Things are moving. That's what we'd like to see.
oh yes, they're moving.
Moving things around.
So you're going to contact them, Lou, right?
Yes, well, I'll contact Bill to get the new point person at the very least, and I'll try to get contact with them this week. Next, we have discuss any unforeseen or open business otherwise unanticipated. Anything?
I'll add one item. At the selectmen's meeting last night, Matt, our town administrator, Matt Wojcik, introduced the Board of Selectmen to a project that we've been working on the last 6 weeks. This is across from Pine, Sand, and Gravel, within the 3 towns, Sutton, Douglas, Uxbridge, on Mary Bedoin's property. There's originally scheduled a 605,000 square foot warehouse. About 6 weeks ago, we were approached by Mass Econ if we would entertain a $450 million biomanufacturing facility. Jen Hager of Sutton has taken the lead role in this. Matt, myself, and Bob Sullivan is the Douglas team, and we've been kind of working undercover on this. This was not public knowledge. It is now. There were 41 states, 41 sites across the United States picked, 12 of which were in Massachusetts. We made the final cut. We were the finalists. We won the Massachusetts, so now we're up against 12 remaining sites in other states. They were supposed to have the decision sometime today. We haven't heard. Narrow it down 12 to 3, and then there'll be 3 finalists. The project is up to $1 billion right now.
Is there a runner-up prize?
No, there is no runner-up prize. You either get it or you don't. I think the presentation we did was pretty straightforward. I think we're in good shape. But again, we're not picking the site. It's an unknown entity. We don't know where this drug company is from. Could be Europe, could be Asia. We have no idea. It's just,
It's good to be in the running.
yeah, it would, I mean, just that one facility is the net worth of Douglas, $1 billion. Think about that. That's mind-boggling. I would love to see that come here.
I don't know if you've gone through the tax revenue from something like that, but it would certainly
Well, that would take,
make our town quite,
we'd have to split it 3 ways, between Uxbridge and Sutton. But Douglas is basically supporting the infrastructure, so water, sewer.
okay, I didn't realize it was 3 ways.
Well, it's in 3 towns. It's a 3-town parcel.
Would that-
We have a small wedge of land that crosses 146, goes
Yes.
into Sutton Uxbridge. It's that wedge that keeps our foot in the door.
So our revenue from it might not be as much as the other towns'
Well,
taxes.
we're proposing, so we don't get into a conflict with any town, to go 1/3, just 1/3 everything.
But then do we put up more of the initial development costs for that?
They have a couple $100 million in infrastructure upgrades, which would help us.
They being the other towns?
No, the company.
Company pays for
For all that.
your needs as part of the deal.
Yeah, it's research and development, phase 1. Phase 2 is production of a drug and shipping. So it's done in 2 phases.
So right now, we're one of
12.
12.
One of 12. We're the only one in Massachusetts. We are one of 12 in Mass. We won #1 spot, which is why I think we're good in the running.
Hey, we're one of 12, that's in the running, running's good, I like it.
My gosh, yeah, what a thing just to be in the contest for it, you know?
Well, I think from 41 to 12 is an honor,
It is.
yeah. And we can't lose, because if we don't get this, the warehouse is going in. So it's a win-win.
Well, also the publicity from it,
Yep.
the fact that we were looked at, you know, for this. There's other companies that are going to be doing the same thing if we don't make the final cut.
Well, Westboro is, they've had biomanufacturing for a while. They're kind of maxed out. These facilities use a lot of water in their sewer rates, which means we would have to add to our plant. We just don't have the capacity. We'd have,
Do that with wells, additional wells, or?
that's sewer. That is sewer. As far as water, we'd have to combine it with Whitensville. We can't supply the water they need. Whitensville would have to come in from Lackey Dam Road. We'd have to come in from our road, 2 separate sources, just to feed this facility.
Sounds
And-
Well, we've got the
when they
river
wa-
going right by there.
Yeah, when they want water, they need water. You can't tell a $1 billion corporation, well, you can't run your faucets today,
Well,
so
if it's just for cooling, you would think they could use the river, but I don't know.
that's engineers.
Yeah, it's not,
Yeah, they need potable water. When you're making a drug, you need sterile water.
yes.
Quality water, which is one thing we do have. We have pristine water.
If it's just water for cooling and circulation of equipment or something like that.
Yeah, not much of that.
Okay, great. And I got one thing. A while back, 6 months or so, we had a survey. We went and talked to a bunch of businesses about a grant, a coronavirus relief grant that came in through Bill. And
Yeah.
we made the minimum number of survey entries, and that was funded. So we got the grant along with Webster. And I called
Carol Sear.
I talked to her.
Carol Sear.
And she was still light on the details. They don't have it all fleshed out yet, but she said the money's approved. They got to figure out how they're going to carve it up. And, she'll let Bill know more. But the one thing I did learn is that the businesses that we reached out to, they're going to have to fill out a more thorough application. Doesn't mean that they're approved and they get the money. It just means that we were approved for eligibility as a town. Right? So we've got to go back to them and say, you got to fill out this application.
Is it where we just distribute money to the businesses, or do we have to do some things with the money?
I believe we're just going to facilitate it, so we're going to talk to the businesses, get them to fill out the application, and then from there we'll be hands-off.
We're going to have to find out who filled out the applications.
Oh, we know.
We know, okay.
So that's good. And I don't think there's any other work there on our part until we hear back from
Right.
Bill. We'll hear back from that. So that's good. And that's all I have.
Luke, was that the same thing that we got, about, Bill Cundiff sent it out to us back in June or something like that, and he asked us to contact the business?
Yeah,
It's the same
quickly,
thing.
Same thing.
quickly, yeah.
Okay, because I
They
had
needed
participated.
10, I think they needed 10 from, 5 or 10, at least from Douglas to make it sizable to submit.
Yeah, I jumped on that and sent out a bunch of emails because
Yeah.
it was due the next day.
Yeah, it was
something
quick.
like that.
Quick. And then we didn't hear anything back.
And then they extended it a week, and we didn't know about it.
Right, so I think, the ones I contacted, I know Douglas Animal Hospital, thank you, and I think they're going to respond. And
The barber shop, you went down to the barber shop?
Yeah.
I talked to a bunch, I went through all. the
Douglas House of Pizza.
list.
Douglas House of Pizza.
Picket Fence, we talked to them.
So what else is good about this, I guess, is that now that this grant money is approved, more people than we initially reached out to might be eligible for it. So it's not just the people that filled out the survey, other people will have an opportunity to put in an application as well.
Well, you almost wonder, is people who filled out the application, they should get the money, because
Absolutely. You should get first dibs,
they should get first dibs.
but they may not even qualify, right?
Right.
We don't know. So we don't want we just want to make sure it gets dispersed to, to help as many people as possible.
You would think who filled out the form that X amount of dollars, that's what they submitted, now it comes back, they get paid. You'd think it'd be that simple.
It's not.
It only seems fair that those that filled out the form and responded
Right. Took the time and effort to fill out a form and help us.
should get reimbursed.
Should get reimbursed. I agree.
Agreed. But we may also have more, is all I'm saying.
Well, check with Carol, check with Bill and Carol,
So you,
if that can even be done.
so Luke, you're on top of that, right?
As on top as one could be, I suppose.
Good.
All right, that's all we have on the agenda. Do we have a motion to close up?
I'll make a motion to terminate this meeting.
All right,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously. Good night.
Meeting adjourned at 7:22.
22 is right.